He said it in Second Baruch, and he said it in the Prophets of Abraham. The Shahadim, spiritual activities will increase. I'm sure you guys have been watching Slap Time. Something, because look at the topic he is basing his channel on. In all respects, especially if you go via science, to get material for that should be incredibly hard. But he has endless. What does that mean? Just remember, science says that phenomenon, that's why it's called a phenomenon, isn't scientifically addressed. They need more evidence. How much more? To be possessed personally? Your house personally haunted? Showing you that they're part of the agenda. How come whole police stations can have a special department of psychics? How come the American, well, maybe not just the American army, especially armies around the Western world, how come they have special departments to deal with alien activity, supernatural activity, to be more precise? But it's not real. Oh, we're just investigating to see if it's real. So that's why you're pumping millions into it. And all of a sudden, strange technologies come from nowhere. Because all of a sudden, you guys have good ideas. No, we keep on doing this type of thing. And as I said, our people, they just, can't catch up. The amount of spiritual activity that's increased. And people can't see that maybe this means something. Because you can't constantly continue to say, well, you decide. Over watching a knife fly across the kitchen room that was taken out of the cupboard by nothing, I decide. Missing the man that was walking through the living room into the kitchen to see why his wife is crying out, missing his head. He said, well, it could be staged. Then that's one hell of a stunt. Because if you get it wrong once, we purposely want to be done. The other man, he was having too much paranormal activity in his house. They moved to his son's house, and as he said, or Slapham said, he was staying there for some time. So that means the activity must have been that hectic. And just like a majority of the things that he was presenting, especially the ones that got bad. Remember, Slapham saying this, not us. He said the activities got bad a year ago. Or they'll say a year ago, 2 years ago, year ago, 2 years ago. Not saying some of them haven't been doing it for years and years and years, but saying it's been ramped up. A year ago, 2 years ago, a year and a half, all this type of stuff. So it's very, very, very recent. All of a sudden, this activity ramps up. This has been ramped up. The man had the ring facility set up in his house. So, he's linked to his mobile phone so you can see if any activity goes on. Now remember, he's all the way in his son's house. He's getting notifications coming through. So there's activity in your house, and there's nobody there. The beautiful thing about Ring is that once you access it, you can see where all the cameras are. This man literally watched his loft ladder, the door thing open up by itself. Something pulls the ladder out, and all the boxes that were there were thrown out, all onto the floor by the invisible man. He's witnessing this at his son's house. And then you approach a scientist who's the worst and the last person you should ever approach. What do you think? I don't know. If anybody tells you I don't know, and they're supposed to be an expert, you leave them alone. And don't respect them. And this is what we have to start understanding. Anybody says I don't know, don't deal with them. Because if they don't know, that means they can't help you. Because from that point onwards, everything's going to be guesswork. Then I saw something, any type of phenomenon, and in all respect, they know what it is, or at least in what category it is in life. Do you understand my point? But they don't want to mention it. At least you can say, oh, you can turn to the person, okay, is that an automatic ladder and door? You know, can the door malfunction? Said no, there's nothing automatic about it. It's not mechanical. It's something that you have to pull out for yourself. There's no strings. No, look. You've seen the whole film. Okay. Then you ask him again. Do you have an idea what it could be? It's not as if within that field there isn't a range of different types of paranormal entities that you can pick from. Well, it could be a poltergeist, or it could be a spectre, or it could be just a straightforward going, or it could be no. It says, well, we're not sure. Then okay, then you're not the guy for the job. Thanks, no problem. I'll take it from here. Or it could be dangerous. It doesn't matter to you because you don't know what to do. So we're both on the same foot. It doesn't matter how much equipment you got or what education, because your education that you went through can't help me because you don't know what it is. So, see you later. I don't want people going up to that thing and asking, who are you? What's your name? Can you knock twice for once and no. Leave. You understand my point? Because that entity was doing something. It's he said it in Second Baruch, and he said it in the Prophets of Abraham. The Shahadim, spiritual activities will increase. We read it. It's happening. I'm not hearing nothing from the so-called spiritual conscious black movement. Was it the universal conscious movement? And nothing. Ancestral this. So, oh, it's your ancestor. Why are they throwing knives at my head? Why are they attacking me? Why are they breaking things in my house? Oh, what you have to do is leave a cup of milk and whiskey out, and then that will appease them. I'm not here to appease anybody. They're attacking me. If another person attacked me, what would you do? So, because it's a spirit now, it's my it's my God? No. I have to appease it. No, I'm not friendly with it because it shows he's not friendly with me. It has to go. You see? They're all collaborators with these damn creatures. If they understand it or not. And it's not, listen, we're not hanging around with these guys. The other one where I think they're doing road repairs or something like that in Japan, and they're driving past along a can't really call it main road, but like if you want to call it a country road, and all of a sudden they just saw this woman face towards the cliffside, and she was just standing in the ridge, like the gullyway. Maybe it's naturally formed by the rain. Just that, seriously, just like in the movies, just like in those Japanese movies, The Ring and all that kind of stuff. Clothes all tattered, everything. You can't see her face because her back's turned to you. And they're calling her. No answer. Just standing there.
Mm.
You see that one?
Just like the movie, those Chinese where same way they depict a head down, small child, hair covering her face. That's how they see them. You see them by the roadside or wherever, they'll just catch a glimpse. But the thing is, it's the way it is that they're in your house, and it's like, when someone's watching you, just literally, he's got his eye, he's hiding behind the corner of something, popping his eye, and you turn around and you just see something go back. You know what I mean? They're literally always like that over your shoulder, looking at you from. How close does it need to get before? What's the next step? Touching you, throwing you across the room. Well, that's strange. I mean, you think if you experience something like that, well, you literally, I need to do X, Y, Z, or I know that this side of the wicked side is real. I need to go and get with the good side. Or I need to change, or there's something you've come too close. You know what I mean? You come into contact with it. What are you going to do about it to protect yourself now? I'm going to move and just put it down to what? And like you said, the sheer volume of this guy's channel that people send him, and he's not even. I've found a couple of other ones as well, like TikTok, on the TikTok side, and they're not like Slap Times ones either. They're all different. Again, these are all TikTok viewers come together. That side, TikTok's a bit more unfiltered as well. So I mean, there's just loads and loads and loads of it. CCTV cameras are picking up so much. So
That's it. CCTV. If not for CCTV, we won't be hearing a lot of this stuff. CCTV is literally catching stuff that we will miss on a day-to-day basis. And it's not like, once in a while. I mean, they're catching stuff that, as I said, just like that one, the movies. So you won't even believe it because, maybe it's somebody doing a film clip. No, it's CCTV freaking D, mate. You see? So it's not like somebody's made their own video. It's CCTV picked it up. Somebody's home video. Or businesses, because some of these things are from businesses. That one, that Japanese woman, she was just there. And they stopped because they thought maybe she needs help. But then some of them said, no, remember, and they go into their tradition. They said, remember that woman? And things I heard when he started explaining, I said, yeah, I've heard about that one. And she lost her children. She's constantly looking around, searching for a kid. Said, it may be her. That's what you see them milling around.
Yes.
But they're still calling and said, do you need help? No, an answer. Stiff, white as a sheet. But clothes in the rain.
I've seen, and they said as well, remember they had the nuclear meltdown over there, they said one of the taxi drivers.
The one with the taxi driver. And she's still walking on the side of the street.
Yes. And you see one where this guy's on the motorway and this thing's sitting on the back of the bonnet, like driving. Yeah. Imagine you're driving your carriageway. It's just perched on the back of the bonnet, like as regular as day.
You see?
And they said it increased after the fallout. Lots of people died suddenly. So all of that increased. You know what I mean? But it's just like the films. Ever since that as well. Literally, what did I watch? Predator, the new one, the other day. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, that can't be someone's imagination. You know what I mean? Just this imagery, not about the story or whatever, just the look of the thing. And I'm looking at Alien and things like that. It goes, nah, that can't. You don't just make that up. You sit, and if I'm following the trend now, I mean, look at all these CCTV images. When you look at the images and you look at what we've been shown in the movies, it's damn near close. So does that mean Predator and all these things have been seen somewhere for you to depict it and write it down? Is that what that means?
I
You know?
told you what happens. They do their seances. They take the DMT. They take NSD, all this type of fraff, and they get in contact with these beings. The one that was CCTV. That's what when you said CCTV, I remembered. Where who's watched the movie The Descent? I think it's called The Descent, and it's about I think three women climbers, and they go in a cave.
Yeah.
And within the cave, there's these subterranean creatures, humanoids.
Humanoids, yeah.
Yes, they're not making these things up, but we done that topic years ago. What I'm saying was this: if you can remember what those creatures look like, CCTV, I think it's in America, picked up just like that outside this man's house.
Yeah,
walking around, but you could see it was transparent, and he's walking just like the way he's on the movies. You understand my point? And he's walking around, hunching around, walking around. But people start saying, "Oh, maybe somebody makeup." Why? But no, let's just say you're correct. What I liked about Slaptan was this: he made sure he mentioned the legs of that creature, because it's like if they're walking on their tiptoes like a dog. You see? So everything else can be makeup, but what about that? Do you understand my point? And you have to look at it. It's a boom. You see? Outside somebody's house.
Yeah, I remember you said that last week, and that was it. It stayed with me. And you said the veil between the two worlds is thinning. The veil is literally thinning. And I remember you said, Halloween is when the veil is at its thinnest, right? So you expect to see what that. But now it's happening day to day, which proves that the veil is thinning. Even more thin. Like the crossover point, they're in your house, they're at the end of your road. They're almost interacting with you. How close does it get? The only next thing is for them to touch you, jump inside you, whatever it is. It's so close. You know what I mean? Even it's too much, man. And this is what slaps my head around as well. Because as much as you watch the world, this is happening, and it's on video. You know what I mean?
Because before it wasn't on video like this.
No, but
remember, I had to really tell you guys, and I kept on talking about a particular movie, The Entity. Remember, I kept saying you have to watch The Entity to get an idea of what I'm talking about. You can watch Exorcist, you can watch The Exorcism of Mary, whatever. It's The Entity, because they said it, especially there in the end, at the end, that this is based off true events. You see, and even because the woman didn't want to be shown it, and let me tell you, for example, yesterday, this is with me. This is with me. I was training in the park because we just came back from shopping. It came back late. Thankfully, the park was still up, open around 9. But by that time now, because winter's coming, we're going into autumn. It's getting dark at a regular time. So I'm there training. Guys that were playing basketball, because they're usually the last people to leave. They left, and I was just getting ready to train. So literally, I'm that last person in. Anytime you see anybody else, maybe they're passing through, could they come back from work or whatever, and that'd be once in a while. And I'm not training there for like 2 hours. You see, so you're not going to see plenty of people. Very rare. So I'm there by myself. It's dark. These guys have gone, and I'm in the area where you train. Now, where the children play are the roundabout, the climbing frames, and the swings, all of that. And because it's dark, you can't really see who's there. But usually, as I said, sometimes some guys do hang around, and they'll be like in groups, but they'll be like where the swings are, and they'll be playing their music on their phones, but you can hear them talking, messing around, especially if they're with girls. Girls will be making all this noise. I was the only person in the park. This just happened last night. And you could constantly hear the particular iron swings going at a particular rhythm. Like, just like this. Wing, wing, wing. That speed. Now think of it. Everybody, especially if you've got children, and you push them on a swing. Look at the speed that I said. Ying, 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 ying. Anybody that's swinging on that swing, are they going fast or slow? I do it again. I do the sound again. Ying, 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 ying. That speed on swings. With children's swings or even adult, we don't have adult swings. But you know what I mean?
It sounds like it's going slow to me. Not too fast, but like at a steady pace.
No, it's a steady pace, even if it's slow. But look at the tempo. Ying, ying.
No, that's
ying.
slow.
That's very fast, my friend. Very fast. Slow is ying, 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 because you're pushing them. I remember because I've got kids, so of that age. But listen, look at the speed. Ying, ying, ying. That means you have to go up and come down really quick. You see? You have to go up and down. Ying, you just push them. Ying, and they've gone up, and they have to come down again. Ying, and you push them again.
Is this what you was hearing, or did you actually see?
Couldn't see anything. It's dark. That's my point. So I'm listening to hear people shuffling around, doing nothing. And it was just that sound. And guess what? From the beginning of me training to me finishing and leaving, that was the sound.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Go on.
Time I play basketball in the park, and like you said, you get groups of kids playing basketball. And as it gets darker, the park empties because when it's in the park, it goes black. I don't know if you've got lights or whatever, it gets dark certain spots. So for you to you hear everything at that point because the sun's going down. You can't focus too well, and I'm like that. So any little sound you pick up, and obviously all the apparatus, like you said, it's got a noise to it. But I've been at them points where it's dark, and I'm like, you know what? The amount of slap time I've seen, I'm like, it's not even wise again because the amount of stories of things that come out and stuff like that. I know what you're saying. I could well believe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I've shared the one in Slaptham where the cameras that were in the park were showing that the ghosts were enjoying the merry-go-round. Go on the merry-go-round, then they'll move off to the swings. I said, wow. So believe me, I'm training by myself with all these things going on in my head. You see? So I know. And it was that constant tempo. If you don't know the truth, you crap your pants and you say, I'm out. I'll train tomorrow.
I'm not going back to this part.
You see? That's the thing. But because you know the truth, I know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm dealing with. You see? So people can start saying, yeah. So listen, if you knew it's an entity, would you stay there? People say, oh, but your thought said no, because I know what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
You see? So to try anything on me, I'm booby trapped. You try it, see what happens. When it comes to Judgment Day, you see who has power. The only thing they can do is do ring, ring. Remember, I've even said the one in the garage here. See? Ring. That's all you can do. Because now it's the transference of power. Who has it, me or you? Because remember, these guys work off from the beginning, fear. You show fear, they've got the authority. You see? I just continue training as I'm doing it. listening, even giving the benefit of the doubt. No adults, no children, no light, no nothing. Because if they're playing it on playing music on a phone, even if it was on a headset, you see the light of the phone or something. Shuffling at least, just ring, ring, ring. If that's all you can do, then that's all you have.
Entities seem to be around the children and around children's activities.
Correct. But not just children.
No, but I'm just saying it seems like they're gravitating more to them.
Oh yeah. Why? Because they're easier to fool. I told you, these guys, they can only get power if you can give it to them. But you need to be a novice. That's like the way the system is with us. We need to be novices to give it away because we think it's for the best. We think we're gaining from it. Like there's one series on Netflix called Elves. And it's showing you elves in the proper sense in Scandinavia. And the main premise of it, I think it's around about 6 episodes, is that, and remember, I showed you this. There was a particular video I shared, at least what, 5 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, where it shows that in those areas they still see these entities, but when they get older, you don't see them anymore. Here they're showing the interaction between man and these entities. You've got to show them respect. You've got to appease them. If not, they're going to come and savage you and ravage you and all this type of stuff. That's like the way a lot of these movies keep on saying that before man had a pact and a deal with these creatures, but man had forgotten their position and blah, 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 blah. Especially this anime. They love to show this stuff. This one, elves. When a family that wanted to go and visit this place, I think the movie took place, sorry, they had accidentally run over an elf. It was a child. No, sorry. I think they ran over the mother and hit the child. The young girl that was in the car, she knew something had happened. The rest of the family didn't know. She went back to the spot when everybody had gone back or gone to their house and collected the elf and took her back to her place, intended for it. The people that lived in those areas already knew about the elves. And they've been living, in, as they say, in balance with it. Or with them. Give them cows, give them this, give them that, to appease them. If you don't, they come and start, just like the government, the way it does it with us. Don't do as you're told, they start doing this to you. You give them power, they will abuse it. You see? I'm just saying the long and short of it. This is what they want us to do with them. It's all about fear. You see? Because I have spoken quite a bit about the multiverse, but and I don't really want to talk about it anymore, to tell the truth, but I have to say so it's made clear. There's many verses. That means ways of understanding. Verse. You know, when you read the book. So, verse 24, they've always said there's one universe, but now they're talking about multiverses. Because this is one verse within itself. The multiverse is connected to this. When it comes to Halloween, it's a different kettle of fish. You see? Because with Halloween, from what it seems to be the understanding is that that's a particular verse that deals with Halloween. It's not all the entities. It's the one that deals with Halloween. That during that time period, the doorway is easier to swing both ways. But mainly for them to come here. And the thing is, we think when we see them, we'll know what we're looking at. There's way too many, and I mean way too many videos and images I've seen that these guys literally they look just like us. As I said, like that woman, the Japanese woman. You can't tell. It's only some look really haggard. And that's why you have to understand, why would they look haggard? How come they do? Remember, everything with them is to do with hunger. And they need to take it from us. If they're highly replenished, they'll look just like you and me. If not, they'll be haggard. You see? Due to so many people interacting with their belief system, they have enough energy to shapeshift. So you'll be talking to them, just because they can shapeshift doesn't mean they can talk. And you're trying to talk to them, they won't say nothing. So, oh, okay, no problem. But it looks like a ghost. You know, we have a sheet over them with holes cut into it, or you color it in black for the eyes. You don't know it's a spectre. And they come and start taking children. And they're very, very worrying things that the elites know this. If they didn't, they won't be allowing it to happen. They won't be promoting it. Witches, black cats, bats, spiders, ghosts, all over the shop. You say, oh yeah, fantastic day of the year. And they can't even give you the reason why. Until little Jamie doesn't come back, that's when it's not funny anymore. When these guys are fully energized, they'll show you themselves. They need the world to believe in them. Not believing in the Heavenly Father. So then everybody that believes in them are potential victims.
Even with the movies, like I remember Slender Man, relatively new things showed up on the internet, right? The tall, slender man images, whatever. Next thing you know, you got the movie. Like they've done a movie that, to, you know, on one hand you see the information firsthand, then they make a movie about it just to solidify what's happening. So the time is speeding up, if you see what I mean. But I watched one and it was a TikTok. Could not work out this one, but this one sat with me. And just like the way you described, there's something like that people see. I don't know how they describe what they see it, but they see this thing with sharp teeth like that, tall in nature, and turns up in your sort of bed after dark, you know, in your bedroom, under your bed, and that sort of stuff. And I see one TikTok, and the guy was something about the house, and he was saying, yeah, my sister sleeps in this room, and I've stayed over just to kind of. And I remember he was like, I don't know, 2, 3 in the morning, he heard a whimpering noise coming from the bedroom that she was staying in. Just a whimpering, someone sobbing, and he opened the door. She's sitting in one room, facing the corner, and this tall, slender thing with the jagged teeth and the massive smile just turned and looked at the camera. And my man just like, he just shut the door and like, what did I just see? Because there was a cameraman, there was him, and then next thing you know, there's a movie out like Smile, it's called. Again, sharp teeth, big smile, and that's like another Slender Man movie that they're pushing as well. So it's like parallel now. Things showing up, and then they're making a movie about it. Like, and do you know what I mean? Short process of a time. So it's yeah, man. Carry on. I just wanted to have my 2 pence there.
So they do this on purpose because they need you to manifest it. But as I said, we're dealing with spiritual children, spiritually immature people. You're allowing these entities to run wild on our realm. What do you think's going to happen? You see? We don't listen, Ghostbusters aren't real. Do you understand? Ghostbusters, I'm not saying the theory on Ghostbusters isn't real, but Ghostbusters aren't real. So we can't also call somebody and they'll get rid of these guys with a gun and an energon pack. It's not going to work like that. These guys are mischief incarnate.